It's been almost a year since former world boxing champion Ricky Hatton finally threw in the towel on an incredible career, which took in the highs of Las Vegas to the lows of drink and drug addiction. Jason Norman has had exclusive access to his new career as a trainer.
Ricky Hatton is a Manchester and a UK boxing legend. The pride of Hyde had a well-documented fall from grace with a party lifestyle involving drink and drugs. It almost cost him his career and his life.
I was suffering badly from depression, and anyone will tell you, the worst thing you can do when you're depressed is drink, most certainly take drugs. So then I was coming home. Every time I was coming home and I just wanted to end my life.
All of this was a long way from the heights he achieved as the champion of the world.
You start off and you have dreams of becoming a world champion, and you never ever really believe they're gonna come true. But in the end, I've had record crowds in Vegas and boxed at the City of Manchester Stadium in front of 60,000. I won 4 world titles. From that little kid from the council estate boxing at the working men's clubs to boxing at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in front of all these crowds. It was a dream I don't think I'll ever wake up from.
Ricky Hatton is on his way.
You walk from the changing rooms and you're making your way to the ring.
He admitted to feeling nervous beforehand.
That bit when the hair stand up in the back of your neck, that's what makes it so exciting.
The butterflies are churning in the stomach. Now he has to perform.
In 2007, Ricky Hatton was on top of his game. He was a world champion and drew the rich and famous to his fights. He was adored by his fans who travelled in their thousands to Las Vegas when he stepped into the ring against Floyd Mayweather. He was undefeated, in control, and in his eyes, invincible. Ricky fought hard but suffered his first ever defeat. He pinpoints this as the start of his battle with his toughest opponent, depression.
I went there expecting to beat him, and then when I didn't, things turned out very, very bad for me.
Another world title fight was arranged, this time against another of the world's best fighters, Manny Pacquiao. Ricky says that he was physically and mentally unprepared for the fight and its aftermath.
And he's still strong at this weight, having been a 4-weight world champion all the way from flyweight through to lightweight. Oh, that might end it! Massive left hand!
To be destroyed in 2 rounds was, I never thought anyone could ever do that to me. The Pacquiao fight, it was, and it was very, very hard for someone, a man of my pride. So that also, I think, added to my depression as well. That my 2 greatest opportunities, I never got a chance to people to see the real Ricky Hatton again.
The manner of the defeat left many asking if Ricky would ever step back into the ring. It wasn't long before he gave them their answer and announced his retirement.
I just had no enthusiasm to do it, and the first thing they're told is, the minute your heart's not in the boxing game, you've got to walk away because it's not like any other game, you get hurt in it, in boxing.
But retirement without boxing to keep him occupied proved a low point for Ricky. He fell out with his parents and his trainer and very publicly went off the rails.
I was drinking heavily, more heavily than I've ever drunk, and that led to me taking drugs.
In 2010, Ricky was all over the papers after he was seen in a hotel room taking cocaine. The fallout hit him hard.
When it came out in the paper, I was like, I thought, everyone knows now, how bad I'm struggling. And it just added to everything. It just got worse and worse and worse, My proudest achievement was the fans. And when that went in the paper, I thought, these fans are not going to want to know Ricky Hatton now. That hurt me probably more than anything. Everyone, just let everyone down. And there's one thing, I can only say, I can ask, is that I was a very, very poorly person. I was sat one day, was sat in the house downstairs, and I just thought, I don't see my parents. I haven't got boxing no more. What do I have to live for? And I tried to kill myself. I tried to slit my wrist, and never had the courage to go with it. But it was happening. Me trying to do it was every night, and I never had the courage to finally go through with it. thankfully I didn't.
With support from his girlfriend, Ricky started getting help. A turning point was when Jennifer gave birth to their daughter.
Millie was born, and I picked her up in my arms, and I thought, you know, I want her to read good things about her dad, you know, and positive things. It just made me, you know, get me act together, and then bit by bit I started going in the gym a bit more, losing weight, getting fit. And that eventually, you know, accumulated in me making a comeback.
Looking for redemption from his public and for himself, Ricky lined up a fight in Manchester against a former world champion, Vyacheslav Senchenko. But would he still have what it takes after 3 years out of the ring?
I know a lot of people were worried about the comeback, but it was something I had to do. I picked a real dangerous opponent, former world champion, with only 1 defeat in 35 for my first fight. And I think people started going, you know what, fair play to him. After just 4 rounds, my punches were just not landing on target. They were just falling that little bit short. I couldn't quite get out of the way enough.
It just wasn't there. The reactions weren't there. Oh, what is that? Is that low?
No, it wasn't. It's been
When I went down, I think everyone was heartbroken, and I could hear him. The referee was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and the crowd was going, "Come on, 5, 6, 7, 8, come on!" You know, and I just couldn't do it. And it was like silence for like 5, 10 minutes, where you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah. Well, the crowd have responded very well to it. They're all on their feet, singing his name.
And then all of a sudden, they just started singing "There's only one Ricky Hatton" again. And I think people have seen me as the mate, as one of their own, and you know, it was heartbreaking for them. But you know, they were proud of me again ultimately, and that's all it was all about.
Ricky now spends his time training young fighters and hoping they can learn from his experience.
I think I'm a damn sight better trainer now than I was when I first started off, because I've got rid of everything, and now my passion is for the kids that I train. Excellent, very good. My next goal would be try and make a world champion of someone. When I look at the gym that I live in and the house that I have and the things that my family have got that we could have never dreamt of, I would love to give those type of things to some other youngster out there, and hopefully, you know, who knows, be stood on the ring apron at the Manchester Arena or, you know, or Las Vegas with another British fighter that the country can be proud of, like I think I did. Jab, when he's on the ropes, jab, change the angle. It will never replace the fighting, but it's the next best thing, and I do that with people like Ryan. You know, he's like me, he's very, very talented, he's very dedicated, he puts his heart and soul into it, you know, and you know, I've got to give him my heart and soul. You only get one chance at boxing, so I don't want to leave any stone unturned for him. You know, he's a nice kid, like all my kids are. It's a pleasure to train him, and that's where I get my buzz from now, preparing these lads for action.
But even though Ricky's got his life back on track, there are still some issues left unresolved.
I think I've done right by my family. If they'd have said one word, sorry, maybe we can move forward, but, you know, there's been no remorse for what they've done, so unfortunately, and that's a shame. It's a very, very sad thing, you know. I don't wish them any harm. It's just that it's not going to be with me anymore.
Would you ever like to see them, because they can't live too far away?
No, they live up the road, and you know, and they pass me in the car, and I might see Matthew in the pub. Just don't talk now. I'm just bitterly disappointed in them all.
That's hard though, isn't it?
Very hard, yeah.
His fight against depression is ongoing, but invigorated by his new challenge to train the champions of the future means he's not throwing in the towel just yet. I still have good days, I still have bad days, but when I have bad days now, I'm not scared of telling people. You know, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling depressed, I'm crying all the time again. What should I do? Which was very hard for me to admit, as a former world champion, someone who was supposed to be as hard as nails, you know, to turn around and say, listen, I need help, I'm crying, I feel sad, what should I do? And I think if more people do that, I think the less people will find themselves in trouble like I did.